Hello, thank you for joining me and coming to my channel, The Witchy Reader. So, I am going to be talking about the third book in the Towers of Memory series, Drawing Lines in Blood. I think I did reviews for the first two books, but I read those a while ago because a lot happened and I ended up not reading much. And then and I took her books off of KU, but she sent me books 3 and 4, which I finished through book 3 I think last week. It was pretty soon. Maybe it was even the beginning of this week. I'm not entirely sure, but I finished it recently. And then I'm currently almost halfway through book 4, so there will be a review for that coming soon-ish. I just filmed several reviews for books that I'm very late reviewing, so I might be late reviewing the next book, but we shall see. Maybe I can start filming more. But book 3 is Drawing Lines in Blood, and I loved it. So obviously it follows Serafina still. For those of you that did not watch my reviews for the first two books, she is half human, and she got into Dragon Tower because there are 9 towers, and each have like different things that associate with them, like different traits, and then whichever one suits you best, you go to. But Dragon Tower has been vacant for about a century, maybe longer, because it's very picky. So every so often it will choose only 1 or 2 students a year at most. So they decided to make a rule so that no students are by themselves in that tower, that the tower has to choose at least 5 students for it to be open. And then Serafina's year is when it chose 5 students. So Serafina was in Dragon Tower, and as well as 4 people who she became very close friends with. She's also tower representative because her friends voted for her for that, so that's fun, and you always see shenanigans there. A lot of her representatives don't exactly like her. They didn't like that she was representative because they don't trust Dragon Tower. It's like so new, and the fact that she's a first year and first years usually aren't. But since there's only 5 people in Dragon Tower, only a first year would have to do it anyways. So every tower needs their representative. There, honestly, I did read this book back to back, so I don't remember if this was book 3 or book 4. I think it was book 3, but I might be wrong. But Horace, who was always horrible to her at the representative meetings, actually apologized, which I found so, I don't know, odd. But I'm going to see if I can trust him. Not entirely sure yet, because, like I said, he's been awful, but we shall see. But I do like Set, who was a representative, and he's also very nice to her. But then again, he's a pixie, and pixie's defaultness is being nice. So there's that. And there's some queer representation for those of you that do not know that. Serafina's Arrow Ace, and Celica is dating Angelina, and then Jarek has a boyfriend. I don't remember his name. It's kind of hard name to pronounce, but yeah. And you had found out that Seraphine and Jarek are cousins, and last book was it? I don't know, one of the previous books. And I really loved because there's like this Parents' Day, so Seraphina's mom shows up. Her dad couldn't because it's a magic school and humans aren't allowed, and her dad is human, so she's half human. So I loved the Parents' Day chapters because it was so interesting to see these parents interact and how they felt about their children in Dragon Tower and stuff like that. Especially since a lot of these parents knew Seraphina's mom, Lucinda. But when she decided to marry Victor and have Serafina, she kind of just ran away from the magical community altogether because they're very down upon humans and marrying humans, having kids with humans. Serafina's not the only half human because one of her friends in Dragon Tower, Russell, is half human as well. So yeah, there's that. But you find out that Lucinda's best friend was Celica's mom, who was one of the people in Dragon Tower. And then, as well as Jarek, I mentioned him and Serafina being cousins. He's in Dragon Tower as well, and he's the son of Lucinda's sister. Um, and there was like this reunion because Lucinda hadn't talked to these people since she ran off in the magical community to marry Victor and have Seraphina. So, um, so there was that, and I love seeing Seraphina and Jarek as more as cousins. We're gonna get that more in this book, I can see, as well, the book I'm currently reading, so I'm very excited for that. But in this book, you gotta see more of it as well. See Seraphina and Jarek act like cousins. See how Jarek feels about being around his aunt that he never met. And it was really nice to really see them be able to be cousins and be able to have this like family and reunion. The reunion itself was a lot of things. There was a lot of emotions because Lucinda's old best friend and her sister were very upset about her like just disappearing for all these years. And there's definitely some tension with her mom as well. So there's that. Lots of tension, lots of um just a lot of emotions all together because like Lucinda just kind of disappeared, so everyone like seeing all of them like just angry at her, or seeing other people who weren't as close to her but knew her being kind of wary around her, because especially with you finding out something about her in the book I'm currently reading, and everyone is kind of like wary around her, like, oh my gosh, this is the famous Lucinda. Or if they did know her, they're like, oh my gosh, she's back, like, what is she doing here? And it was just funny to see some people's reactions, like, oh my gosh, you're here, you have a daughter, like, wow. And a lot of these people thought they'd never see her again. And yeah, so lots of emotions. Lots of feelings, but it was very fun to watch this reunion, and the family's day was like family's weekend, I guess it was like several chapters, and you also got a little insight about how the proposal with Lucinda and Victor went, and I found it so adorable the way like he found out that she was a witch, and then like right after still proposed to her because he was planning it, and he was like, yeah, I don't care that she has magic, I want to marry her, and I absolutely love that so much. I'm feeling a bit tired all of a sudden, guys. Anyways, moving on. So that was so adorable. I like Lucinda's and Victor's relationship for the little we've seen of it. She's currently, and I'm not gonna go too much into the book I'm currently reading because that's for its own review. But she is at her parents for winter break, so it's nice to see more of the whole family dynamics. But yeah, so I love seeing Seraphina being cousin like with Jarek, and there were so many times that was hilarious where Jarek was like, so you're really much must be like your dad, right? Because she's nothing like her mom. Her mom her mom is like very out there, very like dramatic, very um just out there. Like I don't even know how to explain it. And then Seraphine is kind of reserved and inward, and it's like, and then see everyone react to it like, "Are you sure you two are related?" was hilarious. So yeah. And like I said, I love the friendship between the five dragons. That's one of my favorite parts of the series. I love a good friendship, found family sort of thing. I love the teasing and the banter, and all of it. It's amazing. Um, I mentioned Angelina once already because of her dating Celica. They are cute, and I love Angelina's friendship with Seraphina as well. They're so opposite because they really met because Seraphina, when they weren't sure if they were gonna open Dragon Tower, they put all the dragons in separate towers, and Seraphina was in Pixie, which is so not her thing. Pixie's very happy, optimistic, pink. And I was told by both Alyssa and Ellie that I would definitely be a pixie, and I take that as a compliment. Pixies are awesome. Um, so there's that. But I love Angelina. Like she's such a cinnamon roll, and she's so adorable. And I love her friendship with Seraphina because they're so opposite. There's so many times when like the dragons, because it's become a running joke at this point that like dragons are reckless. Like every time they do something, and then Angelina talks to them about it, they're like, we're dragons. And like Ellie and I have been telling Alyssa that there should be a shirt that says because dragons, because that's literally their excuse for anything, and I love this joke. But it's so funny because Angelina's always looking at them horrified, like, is this all actually happening? They're like, yeah, but it's pretty normal. She's like, this is not normal. And they're like, we're dragons. And it's just hilarious to watch. Like, the interactions are hilarious. And like, Angelina, like, she became pretty close with Seraphina. Other than the four dragons, she's, like, the closest person to Seraphina, probably. Other than the dragons and her parents, obviously. But it's funny because they're just so opposite. Like, extremely opposite, but somehow it works. And kind of like Celica too, like they're dating, and I would say they're pretty opposite, but somehow it works. I guess Angelina, even though she's all happy and pixie like, I guess she likes that because I feel like Serafina and Celica are the moody of the group. I don't feel like it's any of the boys. I feel like it's the two of them that are the more moody ones. And I guess that's just Angelina's type, despite her being the complete opposite. But yeah. Um I do hope to get more of Jarek and his boyfriend, Angelica and Angelina. Um so yeah, hopefully we can get more of that. Um And yeah, I really love this book. There were so many. I talk every time I read any book. I talk about everything I'm loving on Twitter and Blue Sky. So definitely, so you can follow me on those to see my reviews for a bunch of these indie books because I talk about them a lot. Even when I'm behind on filming book reviews, I show the book reviews on there, so you can always see that too. But it's just a lot of fun, and I'm loving this series. And I am currently reading before. I'm so excited for books 5 and 6, which are not published yet, though. And I can't wait to read more because the series is just so amazing. And like I said, I love the whole reunion of parents weekend, and I just loved Serafina and her friends and everything. So highly recommend this book. Definitely check it out. This entire series. First book is called Towers of Nine. Definitely check it out. Highly recommend. Thank you for listening to me talk about this, and I will chat with you guys next time.